Steph told me to do that, by the way. It's not just me being a dick. Do a little hair zhuzh. Let's do this. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This week I thought I would film a little Q&A for you. So I asked on Twitter and I asked on Instagram if you had any questions you would like to ask me, and there were so many. I was not expecting so many questions. Today I'm just going to do the questions that you guys asked on Twitter. I think I will do another Q&A later on this month with the questions from Instagram, and there's so many that I liked. I really want to answer all of them, so I think I'll probably split this video up into two. Let's get started. I'm going to try and get through as many of them as I can. Some of them are really fun. I'm really excited about this. Where do you see yourself in 10 years time? I just want to be healthy and happy. I want the family to be healthy and happy. I would like to have expanded Mags London. I'm not sure where or how yet, but I guess that's what the next 10 years are for. Yeah, that's where I see myself, I guess. Courtney at Courtney Rog asks, what advice would you give to someone who wants to start a blog or a YouTube channel? Just start it. That's the thing that I struggled with when I started my blog, was just the fact that I was kind of scared to put it out there. I was scared that nobody would read it, but I was also scared that somebody would read it. I just felt nervous about it, which is really stupid because it wasn't really for anyone except me. And I guess that's the advice that I would give, is to do it for yourself and don't try and emulate somebody else or compare yourself to anybody else. Just do it for you. As long as you're enjoying it, then it doesn't really matter if you've got 2 people viewing or 200 or 2,000. It's a real good creative outlet. Sash from Suggy Fanatic says, are you anything like the mum you imagined you'd be when you were little? I love this question. When I was little, the only thing I ever knew that I wanted to do was be a mum. I played with dolls till I was about 14, in secret, mind you, because I thought my friends would be like, why are you still doing that, you weirdo? The whole way through my childhood, I was basically pushing a doll around in the pram. It's just something that I've always had, like a real strong maternal instinct. I think I am like the mum that I thought I would be when I was little. Kyra at Hugging Healy says, will you ever open up a shop selling Mags London products? I would love to open up a shop selling Mags London products, but I just think at the moment I don't have enough products to fill up a shop. It would literally be like a shelf in a shop. I want to expand the range so it's not just makeup bags, but I'm not really sure yet where I want to go. There's nothing that I have thought about where I'm like, yes, that's the one. But yeah, in the future, that is something that I would really love to do, and I would love to go in there and run it and bring the kids in, and yeah, I would just really like that. Kirsty at Kaversty asks, what's your favourite lens for blog photography? The Canon 50mm lens kind of gives the effect of the focus of the picture, say me in an outfit, being really sharp, and then the background would be really blurred out. And I just really love that look, and I think it's a really beautiful lens. It's my go-to. Sarah Nash at Sarah's Scribble asks, hi Hannah, I'd love to know your top tips on coping as a working mum and how you find time to blog and vlog. Well, the main thing I would say that I have learnt to do is to utilise your time. When my son goes down for a nap at lunchtime, or when he goes to bed in the evening if I haven't got that much done, or on his nursery day. Nursery day is like, get everything done quick, because he only goes for 1 day, mainly because I'm really sad and I'd miss him if he went for more days than 1. So that's the day that I literally just use to do everything. I go to my yoga class, we take blog photography, writing, like literally everything is mainly on that 1 day. Abby from @SimplyAbby asks, if you could move anywhere in the world instantly, where would you go? This question was really easy for me. Steph and I spent our honeymoon doing a little road trip around America. We spent 1 night in somewhere called Santa Barbara. It was the most beautiful place. We actually did go and see an immigration lawyer while we were there, because we were like, oh my god, we need to live here. And then we realised it was going to cost like thousands and millions of pounds, and we were like, oh. If I could literally click my fingers and move there, that is where I would live. Lemon at Hedgehog4900 asks, what A-levels did you take? I felt kind of pressured to take things that I thought I should be taking, like maths and biology. I think because when I did my GCSEs, I actually got higher grades than I thought. And so when I thought I was good at those subjects, I was like, oh, maybe I should be taking those. In the end, I just ended up following my gut, and I was like, you're not going to enjoy it if you do that. So I just took the subjects that I really, really enjoyed. So I did English. At the time, I hated English because they made us do poetry and just a couple of books that I really didn't like at the time. But now looking back as an older woman and rereading them, I absolutely love them, and I love knowing all the context behind them. I took media, which obviously is kind of relating to what I do now, art and history as well. History I loved, so I decided to take it for A-level, but I was so bad at it. I found it really interesting, but I just couldn't understand the way that I was supposed to answer the questions on tests. Like, I just didn't get it. I did art, hated my teacher. She actually told me halfway through my final project in the exam that I should just stop and start again. I was like, I've just done 5 hours on this painting. Screw you. Yeah, those are the subjects I took, and an in-depth analysis of all of them. Maisie at Maze Ann says, what has been your favourite age? I'm not sure if you mean me or Grayson, so I'm going to do me. I think my favourite age would probably be when I was 22 and I met Steph, and we just literally spent all of our time together. We fell so in love so quickly, and we just had the most amazing few months of my life. So hot up here. Freya at Hedgehog4900 says, who is your favourite character in Downton? It hasn't been on for a while, and I've got a really bad memory, so I can't remember her name. But my favourite character is Maggie Smith's character, the grandma. I just think she's brilliant. She's just such a bitch. She comes out with like the cattiest comments, and I just really enjoy her like sarcasm and her sense of humour, and I love how lavish she is.
She was very upset by the death of poor Mr. Pamuk. Why? One can't go to pieces at the death of every foreigner. We'd all be in a state of collapse whenever we opened a newspaper.
I just think she's amazing, and I wish she was my grandma. Shania at Shania Wex asks, what inspired you to begin selling makeup bags? It was actually kind of an accident that I ended up with a website selling makeup bags, because originally my friend Amy, who is a seamstress, we wanted to do a range of children's clothes. So we'd done all the patterns and picked all the fabrics and named them all and everything, and then right at the last minute it kind of all went a bit pear-shaped. It didn't end up happening, and so I was kind of left with all this fabric. I didn't know what to do with it. I was thinking, oh god, what can I do with this fabric other than just sell it? And I just randomly thought, hey, why don't we make it into makeup bags, because people need makeup bags. We just got a seamstress to sew them up, took some photos, put them on a website, and that was it. I wish that there was a more romantic story behind it. Just369 says, what's one drugstore beauty item you couldn't live without in your makeup collection? This is easy. It would be the Rimmel Match Perfection Concealer. It's amazing. I loved it. I used it in my beauty tutorial. If you haven't seen it, it was my first video on this channel. It's so cheap for the quality of the product that you get. I've used a lot of higher end concealers and under eye brighteners, and this one's just amazing for like a fraction of the price. Andy at Andy Sterix asks, what's one quality about Steph you don't possess but you really appreciate about him? I think I would have to say his work ethic. I do have a work ethic, but his is like so huge. I am a bit more relaxed in the fact that I'll be like, oh, I'll just do it next week. I really think that that's a really good quality, because he just commits as soon as he starts a project and gets into it, he commits to it, and I think that's a really good quality. Kay at Bread Toru, I like your Twitter name, says, what's your favourite country you've been to and country you would like to visit? So favourite country I've been to, surprisingly, would actually be Iceland. I said in my blog and I said in the video, it wasn't a country that I was expecting to fall in love with. It's quite brutal, it's quite desolate, but the beauty spots are absolutely incredible and they're really unexpected, and that's what I really liked about it. Jay Musamam, do you think Grayson will be a hippie creative or a serious academic when he grows up, or both? If I were to choose, I would prefer him to be a hippie creative, but you know, you can only guide them. Whatever he decides to do and however he is, as long as he is happy, then then we've done our job properly. So Nicole at NicoleChen14 asks, what job would you have if YouTube and blogs would not exist? Mainly, I thought that I wanted to go into publication. I wanted to be writing articles in magazines about beauty, but then I also wanted to be a makeup artist. The one thing I would say about trying to get into publication after getting a media degree was just that it's so hard unless you're very, very wealthy, because most places expect you to do internships for free, but you can't pay your rent on nothing. I feel like that's something I really hated about that industry. I think if I could pick, I would have picked becoming a makeup artist, because it's really challenging. It's different every single day. You never know what you're going to get or what kind of setting you're going to walk into, and it's just really fun. Tilly Small asks, do you have any tips for starting a business like Mags London? I suppose my main tip would be, don't expect to make any money straight away. Once you've started your business, you're mainly going to be pouring anything you do make back into the business to make it better. Just be prepared to invest everything back in. That was a really bad tip, I think. Sadie Alexandra at Sadie Alexandra asks, what is one way that watching Gracie grow has made you grow as a person? I suppose watching him grow up makes me question my own values and opinions and manners and mannerisms, and it kind of forces you to look at yourself and think, am I the person that I want my child to look up to? I think it just forces you to reflect on your own personality and your own characteristics and traits. Sarah at Cesarunis asks, I love this question, how do you keep a happy marriage with the terrible twos toddler? Hashtag, please help us. Married life is always going to be hard. It's going to have its peaks and troughs, and sometimes it can be quite hard to forget that you are two separate people, and it's okay if you don't have the same opinions on a certain thing. The main thing that we find, especially working together as well as raising a toddler together, is just to give each other space and let each other be a separate person. It's really important to get that separate time so that when you are together, you appreciate each other more. We often argue about stupid stuff like housework, and it's just all part of being married. Marriage is something that does need work. You can't just get married and expect it all to be plain sailing and happy ending. You have to both be willing to put the effort and nourish the relationship. Ludwit at Ludwit asks, pros and cons of vlogging personal lives, families and children. I think the pros would just be that we really, really enjoy it. I find it really rewarding. Creatively, it's fun. I think it's good that Grayson's family, who don't see him very often, can watch how he's progressing on camera and see what we've all been up to. And also for future, it's just so nice to be able to look back on those really personal moments, like when I gave birth to him, that would be kind of like just a memory. I can actually see that whenever I want to. I can watch that. There's something really, really cool about that. Gracie one day is going to be able to watch his like early childhood back, which I think is just a really cool thing to have. I wish I had that. One of the main cons, I think, for both of us is the fact that we carry so much stuff with us everywhere we go. Alexandra at I'm Every Mum asks, what's your favourite beauty brand? I don't really have a favourite beauty brand. I kind of like different things from loads of different brands. At the moment I really like Rimmel. I've just discovered Origins like skincare and I really love that at the moment. Glitzer Kisty at Glitzer Kisty asks, what's your go-to drink at a bar? My go-to drink is always a gin and tonic, sometimes a double if I'm feeling nervous about the social situation that I'm in. I have to be a bit careful when I drink gin though. If I have too much of it, I can become a bit argumentative. Steph calls me Ginny, and I don't enjoy that. So yeah, gin and tonic. Okay, last couple of questions, and then I'm going to wrap this up because I feel like it's going to be really long. Gian at Little Jane asks, do you have any Mags London projects coming up this year? I am currently in the process of redesigning the makeup bags. I am looking for an independent designer to design my own fabric pattern. Nicole Anderson asks, what's your favourite biscuit? Custard creams for life. My favourite biscuit is probably an Oreo or a digestive. Oh, I love a digestive. Evs at Megan Slayhun asks, what's the first concert you ever went to? This is so embarrassing. So the first concert I ever went to was Aaron Carter. Yeah. Let's not talk about that. Make at 17 Shern asks, what's Steph's most annoying habit and what does Steph think your most annoying habit is? I think Steph's most annoying habit, which in the grand scheme of things is nothing and doesn't really matter, is his mouth breathing at night time. Like, it drives me crazy. He doesn't breathe through his nose, he'll breathe through his mouth really loudly. By the time I go to bed, I'm tired anyway, so I'm more irritable, but it just drives me crazy. Probably my most annoying habit to him would be probably nagging or just getting stressy. This question's cool. Sam Richards asks, if 17-year-old Hannah were to walk into the room right now, what would you say to her? I would just say, enjoy every part of life, even the sad parts. Just let yourself go through everything, let yourself see everything, just enjoy your life. So I think that I've answered enough questions now. Thank you so much for all your questions. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you'd like to see next on this channel. I'm thinking a favourites video, like a monthly favourites video, because I've got a lot of things that I've really been enjoying this month. Yeah, let me know what you would prefer to see and I will get that filmed for you for next week. And I'll see you all then. Bye!